condition, one thing we haven't talked about is prompts. So if he can't do it, how do I get him to do it? I use prompts. And prompts are simply additional stimuli or additional things we do that guarantee or ensure that the behavior we want is going to occur. That's all that means, and we'll show you some examples and how we select them. This is easy, the behavior, what the student does. What do I want him to do? What's my definition of the behavior I want him to do? When I say clap your hands, I want him to clap his hands. Okay? Simple as that. When I say take out your math book, I want him to reach into his backpack and pull out the math book. And you need to be able to know what the response is so you don't fall in the trap of, what is it, taking a bath? Because if you're not clear on what your expected behavior is, that's when you fall into the trap. That's right, you do take a bath in it. That was so smart. Can't believe you knew that. What a surprise. And you give him tons of reinforcement. No. What is it, taking a bath? You know that's an error, so you would use error correction procedures, which we'll see in detail. And then the consequence we're most concerned about is reinforcement. How do I reinforce the responses that I want to occur more often in the future, that I want to establish, okay? And how do I avoid reinforcing the ones that I don't? That's the most basic principle that I want you to take from me. Okay, if I want this to happen, I reinforce it. If I don't, then I don't reinforce it, okay? We're not even going to go into this. I just put it up here because it's important to know. Reinforcement increases behavior. What's punishment? Not what people think. It's not a slap in the face. Punishment is anything that follows a behavior that decreases it in the future, that decreases the probability in the future. That's what it is. So when a behavior occurs and what follows is something that has the tendency to get the child to do it less and less in the future, then that's punishment. So for example, what is an example of punishment? I present an instruction, the student responds, yahoo, and I keep going. I present another one because he's on a roll. He responds, I keep going. Presenting more demands may serve as a punisher, and he might be more likely to not respond to me if what I'm doing is following his responses with a lot of demands. Okay, so it's simple as that, which is why I wanted to at least introduce the term so you realize these things, that what I want to do is reinforce the behaviors that I want to occur. Okay. We already went through this, basically, result of the environment. We want to look at motivation not as something that lies within, but as a result of the environment. Okay, I won't go into too much detail on this, but one thing you want to know for sure is that there are unlearned motivating operations or motivation. For example, no one had to teach us to want food when we're hungry, to want air conditioning when we're hot. Yeah, now, but I'm not Bible. Nobody had to teach us those things, to want warmth when we're cold. Those are things that are unlearned, and those are controlled basically by satiation and deprivation. When you don't have it, then you want it. When you've had too much of it, you don't want it anymore. Okay, that's your basic term there. But then there's other things that we learn along the way, and the way that's affected and the way we are motivated for those things are because there's changes in the environment. So I'll give you a very quick example. Are you pen deprived at this very moment? No. You're deprived of a pen? Okay. She is not deprived of a pen. She has already told us that, right? Here we go. If you write your name, I'll give you $100, and you come to this conference next year for free with a free room for all days. What did you do? Go ahead, say it loud.
So give me a pen.
So now what happened? See, I manipulated the conditions to establish this as valuable. She was not pen deprived, but something that I did now makes the pencil valuable. So now it makes it more likely that if I want her to say pencil, not to ask for pencil, I change the value of this, but it's not just, okay, hey, I'm not going to wait the pencil out of that's not going to do it. So what do I need to do to make this valuable to then get the response that I want to occur? So now it's valuable. Now she's more likely to engage in the behaviors that have gotten her a pen in the past, which obviously is asking her people for it and not me. That's what she did, okay? So basically, I just wanted to give you that in a nutshell because that's the kind of stuff you need to do, okay?